They told me to find somewhere else to die. I packed 2 suitcases with hands that know every crease of this house. The camera stays tight on my fingers, the slow, stubborn movements of someone who's always done the small, invisible work. 3 days after Robert was gone, Victoria put $200 in my palm and a motel key in my pocket like she was paying for a hotel maid. She smiled the way she always smiles when she's finished arranging the world to suit herself. Night. The sun set in. Fluorescent light. I sit on the edge of a sagging bed and listen to the life I thought I owned slide away. But the next morning I walk into Harrison Fitzgerald's office because grief hasn't dulled the memory of the man I shared 43 years with. He looks at me with that thin, sudden alarm grown people get when something crooked is discovered. There was a reading, he says. You weren't there. He slides a will across the desk. My name is there, bold, deliberate. My inheritance spelled in ink. My breath stutters. The numbers mean nothing. The meaning is everything. Turns out Robert planned for greed. He left me the house, most of the money, $23 million, and a contingency that would take Victoria's $10 million and hand it to me if she treated me without dignity. She had marched into my life with forged papers and a smile. She'd gambled on my silence and lost. Montage, frantic phone calls, police lights, a detective with a tired face reading evidence into a recorder. Victoria's face contorts in rage, and then, in a panic I don't recognize. Kevin's briefcase clicks closed as handcuffs close around 2 wrists. They tried to make me small. They forged, they lied, they thought the law could be bent like spoons. Instead, evidence, real, stubborn truth, snapped in their faces. Within hours, their confidence has been replaced by the metallic clink of handcuffs. I return to the house at dawn. Sunlight finds new angles. I walk through rooms I've kept tidy for someone else and see, painfully, how little of me lives on these walls. But the story is never as clean as we want. As lawyers dig, as a private investigator turns pages and photographs names, another truth rises from the ink. Robert's money was complicated, illegal, laundered, tangled with crime families. My victory tastes thin until the FBI sits across from me and says, softly, that Robert had been working for them. He wasn't the villain they accused. He was their deep cover. The money may be mine, and it is, but it is also a ledger of danger and sacrifice I never knew. There is fear. There is calculus. There is, too, a fierce, unbidden clarity. I choose truth over quiet. I sit with agents in my living room and offer cooperation. I wear a wire. I watch them arrive, thinking they've bought their freedom. I watch the briefcase taken, the phones confiscated, the arrogance dismantled by law and patience. Months later, sunlight through new studio windows. Paint on my hands for the first time in decades. A foundation's paperwork spread across my kitchen table. Young people, scholarship winners, whose faces light up when they talk about their futures. Victoria and Kevin sit in cells. Their letters arrive with explanations and excuses I long ago learned to read. I read some, then close the rest. Forgiveness is not mine to give because some debts cannot be repaid with apology. Last shot. I stand in the studio, a self-portrait drying on the easel, my face tilted toward light I chose. I lock the studio door, not out of fear, but because this house, this life, is finally organized for me. They told me to find somewhere else to die.